Hi, let me tell you about a moment that I will never forget. It's quite a few years ago now, and I was invited to speak at an amazing event. The kind of opportunity or open door I'd prayed for, dreamed about. It was aligned, it was opened, it was good. Lots of good people there. But the week leading up to it, well, I just spiraled. I started second guessing everything from my message, my capacity, whether I was even the right person. What if I freeze? What if I say the wrong thing? What if they realize that I'm not actually all that together? And yet at the very same time, I also felt something deeper, this stillness, a reverence, a holy weight, like God had actually opened this door for me. He had positioned me there, and that something sacred and really special was about to unfold, not because I was perfect or flawless, but because I was there. I was present and I was willing. It was like two kinds of fears were speaking at once. One said, God is here, this matters, stay present, Trace. The other whispered, shrink, hide, pull back. And in that moment, I realized something. The choice wasn't between fear and no fear. It was really which fear would I listen to? So let's begin with a truth that we often overlook. Not all fear is bad. Some fear is actually really healthy. Some fear is sacred. But the other sort of fear, well, it's a thief, it's a bully and a liar. And if we don't learn to tell the difference, fear will either paralyze us or quietly pull us away from the life that we were created to live. Now, my name's Tracey, and I am one half of Coach Aligned. I'm a qualified counselor, coach, and I will always say a recovering control freak. And I want to welcome you to this space where we have really honest coaching conversations about what it means to live aligned with your deepest desires and God's divine purpose. And we're talking all about the two kinds of fear, the two faces of fear. Now, the Bible gives us language for this, different words for fear, and they reveal very different spiritual and physiological realities. Now, the first fear is what we would call a healthy fear or a holy fear. And I'm going to pop to the Greek and the Hebrew words for this sort of fear. And this is the fear that brings reverence, awe, surrender, obedience. It's not panic, it's perspective. Proverbs 9:10 says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Philippians 2:12 says work out your salvation with fear and trembling. Now, God doesn't expect us to be afraid of him. This kind of fear says, God, you are holy, you are amazing, you're powerful, you're near, and my heart surrenders. It grounds us, it aligns us, and it draws us closer to God. But then there is this other fear, which is an unhealthy fear or an unholy fear. And again, I'll pop the two words, the Hebrew and the Greek up. And this sort of fear shrinks us. It causes hiding, like Adam in the garden, God looking for him, going, Adam, where are you? In the Hebrew, it means, why are you where you are? Adam was hiding from God. Denial, like Peter, or forfeiting destiny, like the Israelites who feared the giants and missed the promised land. 2 Timothy 1:7 says, God has not given us a spirit of fear, but one of power, love, and a sound mind. My daughter's favorite scripture. Unholy fear says, I'm not safe, I'm not enough, and I can't trust God with this, whatever this is for you. And it often sounds like wisdom, but really it's self-protection dressed up as caution. Remember, the whole context behind this series is me having lots of conversations about self-sabotage. Why do we do the things that we don't want to do, and yet the things that we do want to do, we find we are powerless to commit to? So now let's talk about the body for a moment, because how fear feels is often biological. It's not a moral statement. Your body has built-in fear response system. When you perceive a threat, physical, emotional, or spiritual, your amygdala in your brain activates your sympathetic nervous system, your fight, flight, freeze, or fawn mode. So you might notice that your heart starts to race, your breathing gets shallow, your muscles tense, and even your thinking narrows. Now, this is not reflective of sin. This is survival mechanisms. This is your body in a survival state. But if we stay in that state for too long, our body starts to believe that we are in clear and present danger, physiological danger, even though we're not. And that's when unhealthy fear starts to take root. Recent studies in 2023 show that chronic fear, particularly when it's persistent and consistent, like a constant state of fear or stress, stress, it increases inflammation, anxiety, and results in disconnection from people, even spiritual disconnection. But here's the good news. God designed your body with inbuilt pathways for peace. Seriously, practices like prayer, breath work, worship, gratitude actually activate your parasympathetic nervous system, your rest and restore system. They literally help your body return to calm. In other words, when your spirit and soul is anchored, your body follows. So, how do we know when what you're feeling is holy fear, healthy fear, or harmful fear? So here's 3 questions that help me. The first question is, does this fear draw me closer to God or push me away? Holy fear invites respect, reverence. Unholy fear creates distance, hiding, and avoidance. The minute I hear myself going, oh, I just want to step back, I want to step to the side, I start to go, what's going on here? The second question that often helps me is, does this fear align with what I know to be true, or does it distort it? Again, holy fear, healthy fear will ground you in reality, whereas unhealthy fear exaggerates risk, fuels doubt, and just erases hope. Third question, does this fear lead me to obedience or to self-protection? Like holy fear, healthy fear will inspire courage. Unhealthy fear, unholy fear fortifies control. I've just got to stay in control of this chaos. So ask yourself, what fears have been quietly shaping your decisions? And what voice has been louder than the voice of eternity, of purpose, of God? Maybe it's the fear of failure or rejection. Oh my gosh, I could talk to you about that one. Or maybe being misunderstood or stepping into something new. I want you to name it and write it down. And then ask, is this fear drawing me toward God or away from Him, towards purpose, destiny, divine calling, or away from it? So, if you are ready to stop avoiding fear and start understanding it, if you're ready to move with God through your fear instead of being held hostage by it, then, like I said, you are absolutely in the right place. Be sure to subscribe, hit the bell, invite somebody to do the journey with you. Maybe share it with somebody else. And if you haven't already, download the Purpose Guide. It's full of really great questions. It's really easy to download, very pretty to look at, and it will help you uncover where you're feeling stuck and how to shift into living with divine purpose. And drop a comment in the comment below. Do you have a question for us that you'd like us to answer? And remember, our next video that we're diving into is faith and the fight-flight response. And again, you're not going to want to miss it, layer upon layer. So let's make fear our friend. Yep. Not by minimizing it, but by reframing it through the lens of presence and truth. Till the next video, I'll see you then. Bye.